back at it again. And now we're going to move on from reflexive verbs. We're moving into le futur proche. So in English, this translates as the near future. And I think this is one of the most useful things you can use. Yes, there is a future tense, but usually when you're speaking, even in English, you're using that near future. You're not talking about something that will happen like the future tense is. You're usually talking about something that's going to happen, or in English, something that's gonna happen, okay, in the near future. So what are you doing after school? What are you doing this weekend? What are you doing tonight? Like, what are your plans? What are you going to do? So this, I think, if you can do, oh my gosh, if you can do nothing else other than the present, the past, and this future proche, then honestly, you can say lots and lots of things. Like if those are the ones you want to just concentrate on for syllabi literacy or just for basic communication, these three will get you pretty far, okay? And then the other ones will say, yes, I took more than a minimum amount of French. But if you could get just these things down, you would be able to do lots and lots of communication. So this is a very easy one to form because all you're going to do is take a form of the verb aller, which we already know, the je vais, tu vas, il va, the nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, a form of that, and you're going to add an infinitive, infinitif. And remember, the infinitive is you didn't do anything at all with the verb, okay? So everything, for example, down here, dormir, avoir, aller, pouvoir, mettre, lire, these are all infinitives. Nothing's happened to the verb yet. It didn't get conjugated. In English, it's always to something, to read, to say, to write, to see. Those are all infinitives, okay? So you're just going to add that to one of these verbs. So if you're going to talk about, let's just pick one verb and do it all with it. Let's do the verb chanter, the verb to sing. So I'm not singing right now, but if I'm going to sing in the near future, tonight, tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever, je vais chanter. I'm just taking a form of aller, and I'm taking a verb and doing nothing else with it. Je vais chanter. You're going to sing. Tu vas chanter. Okay, when you use the futur proche, you're fairly certain that this event is going to happen. Unlike le futur simple, the regular future, where it's kind of almost an uncertainty. It's so far in the future. Yes, this will happen, probably. Okay, whereas this, if I say, what are you going to do tonight? Well, I'm going to sing. That's probably going to happen. Okay, il va chanter, nous allons chanter, so on and so forth. Okay, to make that negative, remember a ne pas is going to go only around the conjugated verb. In this case, the form of aller got conjugated, and your infinitive is not conjugated. It just stays the same. So je vais chanter is I'm going to sing, but je ne vais pas chanter is I am not going to sing. Okay, so this is I'm going to do it. This is I'm not going to do it, whatever it is. Okay, chanter, it could be any verb at all. Okay, so you're going to, tu vas, you're not going to, tu ne vas pas, and then whatever it is, you're not going to study, tu ne vas pas étudier, whatever it is. Okay, you can put that there. And then, so this is so useful. I mean, if you've ever listened to like the stories that I tell in class or whatever, like I'm going to use le futur proche like so much. This, present tense, passé composé, those three things are going to get you pretty far. Okay. I did want to make sure I talked about it with reflexive verbs. We just learned about reflexive verbs a moment ago. So what are you going to do if it's something like se raser? Because you know se raser is my favorite reflexive verb for some reason. I don't know. So I'm still going to take a form of aller. So if I'm not shaving right now, but I'm going to shave. So je vais. I am going to switch the pronoun here, the object pronoun, the me, te, se, nous, vous, se. So je vais me. But then the actual verb itself, the raser, will stay as an infinitive. So I'm going to shave, tu vas te raser, you're going to shave, il va se raser, he's going to shave. So the verb stays the infinitive. You just have to switch the pronoun. That is it. Me, te, se, nous, vous, se. Okay, so I'll do one more there. So we're going to shave, nous allons nous raser, and so on and so forth. If you're not going to be shaving, same thing we saw up here. Je vais is I'm going to, and je ne vais pas is I'm not going to. So je ne vais pas, je ne vais pas, and then you're going to keep with the me raser. Going to shave, not going to shave. Okay, so that's what le futur proche looks like. Aller plus the infinitive. Now, the reflexive verbs, like you can do any conjugated verb followed by an infinitive. Okay, so like for example, I can shave. I can do je peux me raser. I can do I want to shave. Je veux me raser. And it doesn't even have to be reflexive. I can sing too. No, I can't. Je peux chanter. So you can do a lot of like conjugated verbs followed by an infinitive. I like shaving. J'aime me raser. I don't know, this is getting dumb now. But you get the idea. It doesn't have to be le futur proche. This is just talking about something you're going to do in the near future. But a lot of times you can put two verbs together. You just conjugate the first one and leave the second one alone. Okay? So that's what we're going to say about le futur proche. And let's go ahead and do le passé récent in here as well, because I think these two kind of go together. So what's happening in the near future? Again, not the future tense, just a way to talk about something that's happening. And le passé récent is not the past tense. It's just a way to talk about something that just happened. Okay, so I think it's usually happened. Okay, how about happened? So usually, obviously, you're going to use passé composé. You might use imparfait to talk about the past. If you're writing literature, you might use le passé simple to talk about the past. But if something just happened and that's the clear point you want to make, it's okay to use le passé récent. That makes sense. The recent past, it just happened. Okay, and this one's a pretty easy one to form. It reminds me a lot of le futur proche, which is why I thought I'd do these together. All you're going to do is take a form of venir in the present tense, which we learned back up here, the verb venir. So it's either je viens, tu viens, il vient, nous venons, vous venez, ils viennent. You do have to put a de after that because it's venir de plus the infinitif. Okay, so up here you didn't put a de, it was just aller plus the infinitive. Here it's venir plus de plus the infinitive. Okay, so if I just, I don't know, I just ate an apple, if I did that, je viens de manger une pomme. Okay, you just called your mother. So tu viens de téléphoner à ta maman. Okay, and again in French you always call to somebody, which makes it an indirect pronoun and not a direct pronoun, as opposed to English where you just call somebody. In French you call to somebody. Anyway, venir de. He just went to the store. So il vient d'aller. Of course, that de would be d apostrophe in front of a vowel. So il vient d'aller au supermarché. Okay, oops, supermarché. So again, this is just something if you want to emphasize that it just happened. If I just want to say he went to the store, of course, we'd use our regular passé simple. Il est allé au supermarché. Marché. So he went to the store, but if the emphasis of my sentence is it literally just happened, okay, where was Bob? Oh, he just went to the store. Then I would use le passé récent. Okay, so those are two they're not really tenses, but two ways to talk about verbs that are pretty easy to form because you just need two verbs that you already know. Okay, we'll stop this video and resume with passé composé in just a moment.